Hello, good morning, everyone. Welcome to all of you for today's session. Students, just let me know whether you people can hear me well.
Yes.
All right, so you people have revised the last lecture or not? Have you revised the last lecture? I told you to revise and prepare that. All right, so students, today we are proceeding towards the next topic, and the next topic, uh, yes. Here we are. So our today's topics are components of internal controls, control documentation. So these are the topics. This is the task for today. Here we are. Yes. So before we proceed towards internal components of controls, I just want to recall a few of the fundamental concepts. I just want to recall some of the fundamental concepts which we studied in the last class. And the concept was that there are control objectives of organizations which have to be achieved by implementation of internal controls. So control objectives have to be achieved by implementation of internal controls. And regarding financial statement objectives, of course, they have to be achieved by some internal controls by the management. So students, remember, so controls, who implement controls? Controls, control objectives, first of all, yes. They are defined and implemented by management of company. Management of company. They implement. So what is the role of the auditor? So now we will talk about auditor and internal controls of company. Auditor and internal controls of company. What does auditor do? Auditor comes to the company. Auditor understands controls, that how controls are working, how controls are implemented. Auditor understands the controls, understands the controls of company, then documents the control, documents the controls, prepare a documentation that how controls are working, what as per his understanding, what he understood in the step one. Then third, performs, auditor performs walkthrough test. What is walkthrough test? I will talk about it. I will talk about it. And then auditor test the controls. That whether controls are working effectively or not. Whether controls are achieving, so auditor test controls. Test the controls, these controls which are implemented by management. Whether controls are achieving financial statement objectives or not. Auditor tests the controls, whether controls are achieving financial statement objectives or not. Now, let us proceed further. So understanding the controls. What controls, first of all, we need to understand what controls actually are, components of controls. Of a control system, what are the components? We'll talk about it first. Now, students, if you have not printed, some students texted me because there is formatting issue in this handout. I'm sorry, because of my negligence of one of my team members. I can provide you alternative notes handout with proper formatting in the WhatsApp group of class. All of you are in the WhatsApp group. I can send you with the notes with proper formatting over there. Okay, if you have not printed it yet. Now, so these are the components of internal controls. Now, so control environment. And why? What is control environment? Students, environment is what surrounds control environment is what surrounds the basically environment is framework, framework under which controls are working. The surrounding environment, some environment is good for implementation of controls, some environments are not good for implementation of controls. So what does form part of control environment? What does form part of control environment? Whether control environment is good or not. For control implementations. Now, so students, control environment is the framework in which controls operate. Yes, who sets, it is basically tone of the organization. The philosophy of management, whether controls are important or not. Environment is about that how much we are, it is determined by whether we hire competent staff or incompetent. If competent, environment will be good. Whether we prefer integrity, honesty, ethics or not, what we prefer. So environment and whether how much importance we give these ethical values in the company. So environment will determine that. The director, those charged with governance. I am explaining basically all these points. If you see, I'm explaining all these points. Now, so basically, the director, those charged with governance are called directors. How much directors are involved and scrutinize the activities of the company. Internal auditor, external auditor, how well they are being dealt in the company by directors. So management's philosophy and operating style, that what management thinks about the business, about financial statements, what is their attitude? They think they are important or not? Their attitude towards controls, they think the controls are important or not? An organization structure, how well defined systems are in place, how much well defined systems are in place in order to planning, execution, control and everything. How authority is distributed, authority and responsibility. If people are authority is given and responsibility as well, how well balanced. This actually, if they have only authority, they will not do, they will disrupt everything. If they're given only responsibility, not authority, they will get frustrated. I am authorized to do something. I have authority, but no responsibility. No one will ask me about what I'm doing. What I will do, I'll be careless. If I have only responsibility, people will ask about results to me. But I don't have authority to carry out tasks. I'll be frustrated that you are asking me about the outcome, but you are not giving me authority. That how these things are well defined in the company. HR policy, very important. Human resource, people's hiring, training, promotion, compensation. These all are done on which basis? Now, so students, the point is This control environment is an important component of organization's internal control. And control environment forms part of these points. You need to memorize these side of the points, these headings, these one. And this you should need to understand only. Okay, this you need to memorize. And then these sides you need to just understand, and you can write in your own words. Now, so what does auditor do? Auditor assess whether these elements of control environment have been implemented or not. How auditor will assess? By observe, go and observe, inquire from the management, inspect the document and policies of the company. Yes, using a combination of, I repeat, this is what control environment of a company is. An auditor will assess whether it is working or not. Now, entities risk assessment process. Risk assessment process. What is entities risk assessment process? Now, students, ISA 315. Auditor shall obtain understanding of what? Basically, this is a risk assessment. Every good organization, every company, it wants to identify business risk. The financial reporting objectives, remember that what are the risks to reporting objectives? Where misstatement can occur, where controls can be weak. Estimate an entity significance of the risk, how important risks are. What are the chances of occurrence and how to address? So this is called risk assessment process. This is called risk assessment process. My voice is clear or it is cutting, it is this breaking. Tell me, please. Tell everyone, please. So dear, it is at your side then, because everyone is, what is meant by yes? Majority students are saying it is clear. So it means it is not on my side, dear. Okay, it is on your side then, the issue. Yes. Now, so risk assessment process. Each organization has this process, good organization. So auditor will assess that how they are addressing the business risk and whether this process is good or not. Auditor is getting understanding what the control system is and how the control system is working, control environment. Auditor is getting its understanding. You see here. And then what in risk assessment process is? An auditor obtain understanding of that. Information system relevant to financial reporting. Now, in what is information system? That how transactions are, that recorded at different stages when it is initiated, processed, and reported. How it is recorded for every asset, every liability, equity. So information system, which basically captures information, that good dispatch note, sale invoice, sales order. You know that these all different places. They establish a process to record items to make sure everything is recorded, nothing is missed. So financial reporting. So auditor will obtain understanding of how entity has distributed those responsibilities to initiate transaction process. You know that at every stage of transaction, how information is recorded. And the next is control activities. What are control activities? Specific procedures. Specific procedures. To carry out, to be carried out. Specific procedures to be carried out. So that the management specific directions are carried out. For example, they say authorization of purchases, authorization of discounts. Then performance reviews are done. Then input controls are there. Physical access, not everyone enter the every place. Store department, cash department, physical access control. Information processing, not everyone process the transactions. There are specific person who can process. Then segregation of duties. What is segregation of duties? One task is distributed among different persons. One task is distributed among different persons. That is called segregation of duties. That is called segregation of duties. For example, one person prepares the invoice, the other reviews the invoice. Then payment is approved by a third person. So you see here, this is called segregation of duties. One person prepares the payroll, the other makes the payments. One person receives the cash, the other updates in the accounts. Segregation. The task is broken and then it is distributed. Now, so monitoring of controls. Monitoring of controls. That controls are once implemented, they should be monitored. Because with the passage of time, the companies, the people find a way out or to bypass those controls. So the management should have a system that controls are monitored on a regular basis and improved. Monitored, and then of course, if they become weak, people have found loopholes, so they should be improved. So auditor will check, understanding that how management monitors the control, how management corrects the control. So you see here, students, the point is each component of control, and what does auditor do? What you know that 5 components of control, what each component is, and what auditor does about that. What auditor does about that. What auditor does about that. I request you, take 2 minutes, go through it. Go through it, please. And if you have any question, ask me. Meanwhile, I'll be sharing the notes with you people in the WhatsApp group. Yes, please, be quick. Yes, students. Any question? Anyone, any question, please? All right, now, just 1 second, please. Let me get the same version of note myself as well. My iPad. Just 1 second, please. Just 1 second, please. Okay, now, students. So, same issues. I don't know. Same issues are here as well. Anyways, okay. Right. Limitations of internal controls. Limitations of internal controls. What are the limitations of internal controls? Students, limitations of internal controls are that sometimes it happens that the benefits we are getting by implementing controls, they are less and the cost of implementation of control is high. So that should be, that is a limitation. You, no matter, no, you can't see, really? Okay, just a minute, please. Now, still you can't see? Okay, thank you. So the second is the potential for human errors. The potential for human error. No matter how well defined controls you have, no matter how well defined controls you have, still human error chances are there that controls may be bypassed. You know that you have a locker and the key you forget on the table. Human error, control breached, someone got the key. Yes. Collusion between employees. Collusion between employees. What does it mean? Controls can be bypassed by when employees, one person has to receive cash, other has to record. So controls can be bypassed by this. Bypassed. If employees collude. Collude means they join each other. They make a scheme of fraud by joining each other. One person say, I receive cash, I will steal, you record less. So automatically. So collusion. Sometimes management who has defined control, they are not following the controls. When the management does not follow control, no one will follow. And very well done. In the world it happens. Even thefts happen even in the most secured places, which we consider they are the most secured. And how does that happen? The reason is the thief or the hacker, they find such way to enter which the designer of control may not have thought about. They find a loophole, non-routine, unconventional way. Because they are evil genius. Yes. So controls are designed what the routine. Routine means what they foreseeable circumstances, and they may find something quite different to enter the system. Now it is done. Student understanding of control is done. Components of control is done. And now is the recording of controls, how to record. I am auditor. I understood the controls of company. Now I will record with me how control is working. Now recording the control, the first 4 ways are there. 4 ways. Narrative notes, narration. Narration are basically story in the form of story. That first of all, just like that, paragraphs. How control is working, describe and explain in the lines, in the words. And of course, during that, you may comment which control is not working, which one is poor. So narrative notes are the first way to record controls. There are advantages, simple to record. For any system, they can be used. This method can be used to record any system. If narrative notes are typed, you can edit them in the future easily in the Word document. But if they are written, it will not be easy. If they're written by handwritten on a paper, it will not be easy. Now, disadvantages. Lot consuming time as compared to flowcharts. How? Flowcharts, I will explain in a minute. Then you will understand, yes, they are time consuming. They are awkward if written manually, I have already told you. Very well done. it is very difficult to identify because paragraphic form and paragraph story, you cannot have a holistic view of the control system and you cannot identify which control is missing here. You cannot identify which control is missing here because you cannot have a holistic view. Now, next point. The next point is flowcharts. So what flowcharts are? So flowcharts are basically diagrammatic form, infographics, where processes starts till ends. Flow, just like that. You see chart, invoice page, yes, no, like this is flowchart. Now, so in the flowchart diagrammatic form, you draw everything. Advantages. So they can be easily with a small experience. Standard format. You can easily track out where information is flowing. First step, second step, third step, fourth step. So you know that you can have a holistic view, and you can identify which end is loose. A cursory examination. Cursory means with the mouse. With the cursory examination, you can identify which area is weak, which section of the controls is not working well. Now, so they eliminate the need for extensive narrative notes and can be of considerable help. And they can point out deficiency. Of course. Now, comparison with the narrative notes. There we said a lot of need to be written. Here, no, not required. So, disadvantages. They are suitable for standardized system. For exception, unusual circumstances, they cannot be used. Unusual circumstances can be recorded unusual circumstances can be recorded with the narrative notes only. And if you have to do amendment, you have to redraw. Of course, you have to draw from beginning to the end of the whole process. And some unimportant processes you may have to draw because they are part of the process. So you are charting that as well. Now, it is done. I will come to the questionnaire. This is called questionnaire. Now starting questionnaire. I will come to that afterward. First come to the checklist, the fourth way. There are 4 ways to record control. Narrative note, flowchart, questionnaire, and checklist. What are the checklists? Checklist is the list of questions. Okay, controls are, they are being authorized, purchases are being authorized. Okay, check. Invoices are prepared and reviewed. Check. Checklist. Simple is that. They don't ask questions. They mark tick boxes whether controls are working or not. Whether controls are working or not. Let us proceed further. The next is questionnaires, very important. Of course, they are all important. They have been tested multiple times in both sections of the paper. Documentation of control. So you should prepare these. Questionnaires. I will explain. So questionnaires are prepared by auditor. Auditor prepare questionnaires about control and distribute among the employees of company. They fill the questionnaire. So questionnaires are of two types. One is called ICQ, ICEQ. Internal Control Questionnaire. Internal Control Evaluation Questionnaire. Questionnaires are of two types. So internal control questionnaires are those questionnaires, two types of questionnaire auditor prepare and circulate among the team members. So internal control questionnaire are those questionnaires. They are those questionnaires in which auditor asks the question about presence of control, means whether controls are there or not. And here auditor asks the questions about effectiveness of control. Yes. Presence of control and effectiveness of control. Here, the objective in the question, objectives of controls are focused. Objectives are focused. Objectives. For example, students, example. Here, example of it. Purchase manager, does the purchase manager authorize each purchase invoice? Does the purchase manager authorize each purchase invoice? Yes. Now, the answer will be yes or no. Yes or no. Answer will be yes or no. Yes means control is working. Good. Means good. No means there is a problem. There is a problem with controls. I see in the ICQ basically. In the ICQ. Yes. Now ICEQ, just see here. Can goods can purchase invoices be paid without authorization of purchase manager? So you see here, objective. It is focusing. It means that there might be possibilities that okay, purchase manager is authorizing the, but there possibility. Objective is focus. Without authorization, it can be paid. Objective. If here it is talking about effectiveness, it might be possible purchase manager is authorizing, but is it possible that without his authorization it can be paid? If the answer is answer again will be yes or no. Yes means there is problem. There is deficiency in controls. No means controls are effective. You see here. Here yes means it is good. Here yes means there is a problem. I hope it is clear to you people. Now, come to the notes. ICQs. question designed to whether controls are present? Answer can be yes or no. No indicate a deficiency. Is there any security guard at the gate of building? No, deficiency. I have given this example. ICEQ, significant error, omissions. If controls are weak, objectives. Can anybody enter the building without permission of guard? Guard is there, but can still enter? Objective. Can goods be sent to the unauthorized supplier? Yes means problem. A yes would require explanation. Very important. Advantage, disadvantage. Student, ICEQ talks about bigger picture. ICEQ talks about objective. Authorization of purchases. So in all companies, it should be authorization. But in some company, purchase manager may be signing. Some company finance manager may be signing. So advantages, if drafted thoroughly, then sure they all controls are considered. You need to memorize these advantages, disadvantages, very important. They're quick to prepare, easy to use. Exactly because they are drafted in terms of objectives. ICQs are easier to apply variety of systems. ICQ are objectives oriented. They are more, capable of to be applying to the different system as compared to ICQ. Is it clear? This point is clear. ICQ is objective oriented. Is it clear? Tell me. Now, next, ICEQ is talking about objectives. So more significant control it will identify. Yes, more significant. Key control is significant. Objectives. Yes. The ICQ can highlight deficiencies. Yes. Where substantive testing will be required. Disadvantage. Very easy point. Drafted vaguely, misunderstood. They may contain a lot of irrelevant controls, okay? They may not include unusual circumstances. Yes, because you will design question for control which are usual. Very important, very important. I will explain this point first. Who is telling the answer of the control questionnaire? Who is telling the answer of control questionnaire? Who is filling the questionnaire? Company itself, company's employees. They may tell false statements. Control may not be there, they say they are there. Yes, yes, yes. They may not be fulfilling the objective, they are fulfilling the objective. They may be able to overstate. Overstate means which actually they are not working. Last point, this one. I have drafted 10 questions. Question about security guard, question about the kitchen safety, hygiene of food, for example. One question is about the cash safety. 10 questions. 9 questions, they say everything is okay. They say everything is okay. For example, and one control which is related to cash, they say it is not okay. So I am saying 90% controls are working. What I'm saying? 90% of controls are working. So 90% control, it is a wonderful impression. It's a wonderful impression, by the way. And wonderful impression, in that sense, it's not wonderful. Because it is one control which is of a high weightage. It should be. You know, security guard presence and the cash locker, cash security, they are two different. They are not of same weight. Kitchen issues and the finance safety, they are not of the same weightage in the business. But control questions are giving impression they are of same weightage. They can give the impression that controls are of equal weight. Yes, which is wrong. So it is done. Now, students, control documentation is done. Now is the walkthrough test. Control documentation is done. Now is the walkthrough test. I will do the walkthrough test and then we will take a break, short break, because then half of our lecture is done. Okay. Now, evaluation of controls. Auditor documents the control, understands the control, then documents the control, and then walkthrough test. Walkthrough test is basically a test that I have understood the controls of company working in a certain way. I just want to evaluate that my understanding about controls of the company is correct or not. My understanding about controls of the company is correct or not. What I have understood about them, whether their controls are working in a similar way. This is the purpose. So walkthrough test is in order to confirm their understanding of control system. So how it is done? For example, I have noted down purchase transaction moving in a certain way. Moving in a certain way. On the purchases number of controls. So I pick a transaction and follow through system of company to see what I anticipate as per my understanding. Controls are operating in a similar way or not? Or not. So this is called walkthrough test. That pick a transaction, trace through the system to see controls are working in the similar way or not. Now, next point. So test of controls. Now the test of controls I have already told you. The test of controls are performed by auditor. Performed by auditor. Whether controls are working effectively, controls are achieving objectives or not. Now, what is a significant deficiency? What is deficient? A deficiency in the control. What is that? Where control is not operating well and it is unable to prevent, detect, and correct misstatements. In other words, a deficiency in the control is there where control is unable to obtain to achieve financial statement objectives. A deficiency in the control is there where control is unable to obtain to achieve financial statement objectives. Now, deficiency in internal controls is what is a significant deficiency? Basically, it is, you can note down, it is the topic, what is a significant deficiency. In exam, it has been tested. Students, some are repetitions. This, the likelihood of deficiencies resulting misstatement in financial statements. Same. This is same. I will label this and this is same. Almost. The controls are weak and their impact on financial reporting on the first statements. If controls are weak, asset or liability may arise. So asset may be lost or liability may arise. So deficiency is significant. Judgment involved, complexity involved is high. It means deficiency is significant. If amounts involved are too much, it means deficiency is significant. Amount involved. How many transactions can occur through that deficiency? How many transactions? For example, deficiency is related to a control where everyone comes in the company, as compared to in a corner of the company where a few people can visit. So volume of activity, where it can occur too much, deficiency will be significant. This is also the same. Frequency, these both are the same. And the last, very well done. Very well done. I will explain it with an example. Very important. Interaction of deficiency with the other deficiency. Listen, it is cold weather. I'm not wearing warm clothes. I'm wearing just a shirt, cotton shirt. It's not too warm. And one weakness, one deficiency. I'm not wearing warm clothes in the cold weather. Second, all of a sudden, it starts raining and I don't have umbrella too. One deficiency interacted with other. Now chances of falling ill are high. With if it was not cold weather, and if I would not have, okay, not wearing warm clothes in a hot weather doesn't means that it doesn't matter. No issue for me. In the cold weather, not wearing warm clothes and not having an umbrella. All these deficiencies interacted, chances of falling ill are high. Similarly, within the company, there is no security guard at the gate. Cameras are not working. Locker is not working. Now, all these three deficiencies, they joined and make deficiency significant deficiency. Is it clear? significant deficiencies. These are clear to you people? Tell me. Tell me, please. Student, I think I need to send you the notes again. Again, there is a problem in these notes as well. I need to do formatting, okay? Because I'm not happy with these notes even. Because there is again problem. Tell me, what I have discussed so far, any question in that, please? Anyone, any question, please? All right, now. So students, let us take a short break, and after break, we'll be back and we will be moving towards the next section that is related to, yes, the next section that is related to the controls and specific sales cycles of the controls. All right, students, so see you after 10 minutes break. Hello, everyone. Now, so the next topic is that is the sales cycle. We have to study that how different systems in the company. We have to study the examples because in different companies, system work in different way, right? So it is not necessary that in all companies the processes are same. So we should have a good understanding. We should have a good understanding and not the memorization at all. But not the memorization. I'm repeating my words. We should understand the concept, but we should not memorize. Yes. So just a minute, please. Why it is not opening? Just 1 second, please. It is doing some issue. Actually, it is hanging my Zoom. All right. Now, I think it will be now picking it up. Yes. Now, so students, the point is, here we are. Sales system. Before I proceed, I will ask you one question. Which one is more important, control or objective? My question from you is, control is important or objective? Which one is more important? Answer, please. Which one is, this, I don't want diplomatic question answers. I want clear answer. Don't try to behave diplomatically. Which one is, I said, which one is more important? Correct. In order to, the weather is cold, I want to stay warm. in this room, I can wear a woolen coat. It is a control. Second option, I don't wear any coat. I turn on heater, room heater. So it means that in order to achieve an objective, different control are possible, and all of them may be correct if they are logical. In order to achieve an objective, different controls can be utilized. So control objective, in order to achieve a control objective, we can use, one company can use one control, the other can use the other control. It is not mandatory that control is same everywhere. No, objective may be same everywhere, but ways to achieve objective can be different. Is that clear? Is that clear? Good. Now, so for the time being, you will ignore the third column. Okay, come here. I have assumed a scenario that sales system works in a certain way. I have assumed a scenario that sales system work in a certain way. The first scenario I considered, that is, I said, okay, sales order is received, goods are dispatched, invoice is issued, and then payment received and recorded, sale complete. So sales order is received. The first point is sale order is received. So the objective of organization, that a customer comes and place order with the company. I said you ignore for the time being third column. I will discuss it in most probably next class. So what is the objective of company? That the order should be accepted for goods available in stock, and should not be accepted for goods which are not available, to avoid customer, that damage to the customer relationship. So now how to achieve it? One company says, whenever customer comes, place order, sale officer must check availability of stock. The other company may say that sales officer should have a list of available goods. Another company says the sale officer should call store department, check availability of stock, and then accept. The third company says sale officer should have IT, computerized system access to the stores and check online availability of goods. All three are good unless they are meeting this objective. I have written one. So control or control procedure is the same thing. This is achieving its objective. It must achieve this objective. It must achieve objective. Then appropriate record of goods order received. Yes, order should be on standardized order form. Standardized. That these 10 things should be requested so that nothing is missing. So appropriate record. Appropriate record. Now, so order should be sequentially pre-numbered order form. Appropriate record. That same objective. That order proper record. sequentially order form, if they are sequentially pre-numbered, what will happen? If some form goes missing, it can be easily traced. You see, objectives are being achieved through control or control procedures. Credits fail to be made to the credit-worthy customers only, and appropriate and of appropriate credit limits. Credit-worthy customer, where the new customer when comes, perform credit check. For new customer, again credit check. Reference should be obtained. Defined credit limit should be approved by senior manager. You can find other ways to achieve it as well. Same objective can be achieved by other ways. Again, I'm saying until unless they're valid, that's correct. This relationship should be clear. That control procedure should verify control objective. Is it clear? Is it clear? Tell me, please. All right. Let us proceed further. Let us proceed further. Goods are dispatched. Next. Goods ordered are dispatched. Whatever customer ordered, we are dispatching the same to the customer, not something else. Customer requested carrots, we should be selling carrots. I'm talking point of view of the company. So goods should be counter checked by one person. How? Counter checked with what? With what? With the sales order before dispatch, and signature of both persons should be present. One person packing, another counter checking on the good dispatch note. Appropriate record of goods dispatched. Appropriate record of goods dispatched. How to maintain appropriate record? Sequentially numbered GDN. 4 copies normally. A multi-copied pre-numbered GDN must be issued. So appropriate record will be maintained. Goods should be delivered to the right customer, right person. And of course, proof of receipt should be established. So GDN must be sent along the good dispatch note, GDN or delivery note. And that customer should sign the GDN copy, and company should make that signed copy as part of record. It will ensure it as this as well. Just read it, try to link it. If there is any confusion, please ask. Now, sales invoice issued. Sorry. So sales invoice should be issued for goods dispatched. It should not be like that. We have dispatched them mangoes and are selling invoices for cherries. No. So invoice should be prepared and reviewed by with the copy of GDN. GDN is showing what was dispatched. Invoice, you see, documents are very much important. These documents and they're matching by two different parts. They should match. And both of them sign, one person prepare, the other review. Sign the invoice as evidence that it has been matched. It will be achieved. Now, safety of cash check and received by the post. Post containing cash must be opened by a 2% present at the, yes. If customer send the cash, although it is outdated, but it's okay. 2% minimum. It will reduce the chance of fraud. Appropriate record of cash received. A pre-numbered multi-copied receipt must be issued in the name of person. Yes, appropriate record will be maintained. Students, please go through it. Once again, these two columns. Try to understand the linkages between both. And if there is any problem, please ask. Yes, is it clear? If it is clear, drop me a text in the chat box. All right, now, so next is the purchase system. So assumed purchase system is here. Purchase requisition is generated. First of all, requisition in the organization. Order is placed, goods are received, payment to supplier. Same, I will ignore the last third column. Avoid excessive stock and stock out. Now reorder level and EOQ must be defined. and observed while preparing requisitions. So automatically, it is ensuring it. Now, next. The next point is appropriate record of purchase requisitions. So purchase requisition should be sequentially pre-numbered and multi-copied properly. Automatically, appropriate record will be there. Purchases at competitive price. Yes, you can say, okay, call the quotations and choose the least amount. Yes, but there is another way. A list of authorized suppliers should be maintained. And the order should be placed at with those supplier only placed. Appropriate record of purchase order. Purchase order must be sequentially pre-numbered and multi-copied. Very important. Goods requested are ordered. Means what the store requested, we should place order of the same and avoid fictitious goods addition. They requested bananas. We are requesting them some sort of coconut. Requested bananas, ordering coconuts. Wrong. So purchase order must be counter-checked with the purchase requisition. Whether it's order is same by a specific person, must be signed by that person. Achieved. Purchase order should be authorized to avoid unnecessary purchases by the purchase manager normally. Approved, signed by him. Goods are received at stores. Goods are received at stores. To ensure that goods are accepted, goods ordered are accepted. We ordered something else, or the acceptance, we should check whether same are being accepted. Goods must be matched with the copy of purchase order. I'm telling you these documents, this comparison is very important in the controls and then should be accepted. Appropriate record of goods. So our received goods, a sequentially pre-numbered GRN must be issued. Next is payment to suppliers. Payment for goods received now. 3 documents: purchase requisition, purchase order, goods received note, invoice. So account department must match the goods received GRN, goods purchase order copy, invoice. 3 documents: goods received note, what received, what ordered, what invoice received, and then sound the payment voucher, and then issue check. I request you, please read these 2 columns for the purchase cycle as well. Do you get proper understanding? If there is any question, please ask. Otherwise, tell me it is clear. Go through it, please, and tell me, is it clear or not, please. I'm here to respond all of your questions. Yes, please tell me if there is any issue. If there is any issue, please tell me. Good. Let us proceed further. Things are moving smoothly, you see here. The next topic for today is that is control of cash and bank and inventory. Let us go to the inventory first, then we come back to the cash and bank. Yes, inventory, then payroll. Yes. Okay. Now, so inventory. Inventory is a basically copy paste of purchases and sales, because purchase and sale is of inventory itself, not anything else. Not anything else. That is of inventory itself. Now, so students, all inventory movements are recorded in and out. So pre-numbered GR and GDN should be issued whenever goods move, whenever goods come inside the company. Yes, this should be recorded. Now, the next point is, so this is achieved. This objective is achieved. Safety of goods from theft. Physical access is limited to the store. Yes. Not everyone should be allowed to enter the store. Not everyone should be allowed to enter the store. Exactly. Separate responsibility for maintenance of record and custodianship of inventory. One have custody of inventory, the other should have record. It is called segregation of duties. And inventory should be counted regularly. So all these are ways to achieve it. Now, all purchases and sales of inventory have been recorded in the accounting system. Objective. So procedure to include inventory held at third part, sometimes supplier. We have purchased inventory, but our goods are with them still. Or we have purchased goods with the banks. So yes, that should be used, included in the inventory. Year end, all dispatch goods daily processed to record dispatch of finished goods. All goods inward, these two are the procedures. Goods inwards, GRN or GDN, daily recorded to ensure inventory is stated at lower of cost or NRV. Yes, so standard cost should be reviewed daily basis, routine basis, updated costing, and slow moving damage inventory should be identified regularly. Objective achieved. Lower of cost and NRV. Now, so inventory is done. Inventory is done. Now is that our payroll is for the next class. I have just seen the course plan. So today itself, the next is the cash and bank. So we will go to the cash and bank. Cash is related to the payment, cash receipts. Only valid cash payments are made, no fraudulent payments. So custody of cash and accounting record of the cash. Similar inventory, different person should have that. Only authorized staff can make electronic cash payments and issue checks. Few persons. After all documents have been approved, then cash payment should be made. Yes, then cash payment should be made. Then cash payment should be made. All cash payments and receipts that occurred are recorded. All cash payments, receipts that occurred, they are recorded. So, first of all, cash payment should be approved by the manager, and daily cash payment reconciled to the accounts payable. So, recorded, the accounts payable. Daily reconciliation, payments, cash book, and for the bank statement, monthly bank reconciliation should be prepared and reviewed by a senior person. One person prepare, the other person review that. Please go through this cash and bank as well. Be quick, please. Then I will discuss the payroll as well. We have time. I will discuss the payroll as well. If it is clear, do let me know, please. Yes, student. The payroll start with the hiring of employee. Remember, setting up of new employee. So payment should be made only to bona fide, means valid, genuine employee for work done. So segregation of duties between HR and payroll. Segregation of duties between HR and payroll function. So personal files held for all employees. Yes, every employee, personal file, the name of every person, the all details for the validity of the person. And when employees are hired, recruited, wage rate improvement, that should be authorized by the proper authority to ensure it is valid. Any employment change, status change, promotion, leave, etc., HR must be approved by HR. So bona fide, to ensure it is bona fide. Yes, payment for the work done. Timesheets, clock cards, attendance, biometrics, and that approved by the supervisor. Timesheets. Only employees with the valid employee number are paid. So ensure bona fide are. So all these are controlled to ensure only bona fide employees are paid. Only valid employees are paid. Now, then objective is all payroll costs are recorded by employees. All payroll costs are recorded. So all payroll means, yes, So pre-numbered clock cards, the mean time sheets, so that all time sheets are included. Pre-numbered means when if there is missing, it will be identified. Reconciliation should be done between payroll record and employees' costs recorded in the journal ledger. Regular reconciliation. Reconciliation. What is payroll record is saying? What employees' cost in the journal ledger? Comparison. Same is at both places. Comparison of checks, bank transfer list with the payroll. Three things comparison. One, check being issued. Bank transfer list. Transfer list is the list of employees and the salaries. Okay. Check amount, total amount, bank transfer list total, and payroll record. Whether the same have been recorded in the payroll or not. Proper authorization. Yes. Authorization of that as well should be done. And the last is all benefits and deductions are correctly computed. Correctly computed. So payroll amounts and benefits calculation by one person and review by different person and signed by both. Both should sign that as well. It is done. Now remaining is only revenue and capital expenditure, which I will discuss in the next class. And the third column, test of controls. And the third column is test of controls. Students, is it easy or not? Tell me so far. Is it, do you think it is tough or it's okay? Tell me. I'm trying to make the subject easy for you people. Yes. I'm trying to make it digestible for you, everyone, that in an easy way, you can understand it. Yes, please. I'm trying to make it straightforward, trying to make it easy for you. Yes, please, everyone, I need response of everyone, whether I'm successful or not. Whether I'm getting successful or not, to make it easy for you. All right, so students, that's it for today. We have done today's task. In the next class, we will be meeting and we will be continuing with the completion of this section. Means that, and then practice questions. And then in the next class, we will be doing past paper questions. I'll be sharing exam kit as well with you. And then, thank you. And then the test. 2 classes are there. After 2 classes, there will be tests. Okay. So thank you. See you next week. Goodbye. Goodbye. Thank you.